Unit 0, Green Issues, material de estudio. Okay, in this unit we're going to study environmental problems and also we're going to study zero conditional. Environmental problems. We have global warming, acid rain, ozone depletion, air pollution, natural resources depletion, water pollution, destruction of forest, and overpopulation. Zero conditional. First of all, in English we have four conditionals. We have zero, first, second, and third. In this unit, we are studying zero conditional. Okay, they use first. Zero conditional, first of all, the sentences are used for facts that are generally true and don't change. It refers to a general situation that always happens. For example, in the rules of a game. Grammar. Okay, first of all, in zero conditional, the zero conditional is made by two sentences or structures. We have the if clause or condition, and we have the result. Okay, zero conditional uses the present simple tense in the if clause or condition, and also use simple present tense in the result. Pay attention in the first sentence of the picture. If you leave ice in the sun, that is a condition, comma, it melts, that is the result. In zero conditional, we can change the order of the structures, the condition and the result. Okay, pay attention to the examples. The first one, if you stand in the rain, that is the condition, comma, you get wet, that is a result. The comma is necessary because we have to separate the condition and the result. Okay, pay attention to the second example. You get wet if you stand in the rain. Okay, as you can see, it's not necessary the comma because the word if separates the result and the condition. Remember, simple present tense structure. Okay, pay attention in the affirmative. If you have I, you, we, and they, you are going to use the main form of the verb. For example, I live, you live, we live, they live. But in affirmative, if you have he, she, and it, you are going to add s. For example, he lives, she lives, it lives. Okay, now negative sentences. Okay, again, if you have I, you, we, and they, you are going to use don't. That is auxiliary negative sentences, don't, and the main form of the verb. For example, I don't live, you don't live, we don't live, they don't live. Can you see? Okay, interrogative sentences. If you have I, you, we, and they, I'm going to use to as my auxiliary, and I'm going to use the main form of the verb. For example, do I live? Do you live? Do we live? Do they live? And if you have he, she and it, you are going to use auxiliary does and the main form of the verb. For example, does he live? Does she live? Does it live? Now I'm going to help you with some answers from the guía número 2, día 4. Okay, pay attention in the first one. First of all, you have to identify if the sentence is affirmative or negative. We have the finally to arrive home safely. Okay, as you can see, it's affirmative because we don't have the word not. Okay, so it's affirmative. Remember, if you have I, you, we, and they, I'm going to use the verb in the main form. The main form of the verb to arrive is arrive. Number 2, if we to sing very loudly, neighbors are not happy. Okay, again, you have to identify if the sentence is affirmative or negative. It's affirmative. Okay, and the subject is we. So I'm going to use the main form of the verb. To sing, the main form is sing. Number 3, if I to be very tired, I always yawn. Okay, as you can see, we have the verb to be. Remember, the verb to be always is an exception. Okay, the verb to be in affirmative sentence has 3 options. We have am, are, and is. Okay, are, I'm going to use with the subjects you, we, and they. Is for she, he, and it. And I'm going to use with I. So my only option in this case is am. Number 4, if I go forward, comma, I not to step back. Okay, as you can see, the number 4 is negative because we have the word not. Okay, so we have to use an auxiliary. For negative sentences, we have don't and doesn't. Okay, my subject is I, so I must use don't, and the main form of the verb, in this case, step. Number 5, if he to stop breathing, he starts talking. Okay, this is an affirmative sentence, but this is different because we have the subject he. So I have to use the main form of the verb and I'm going to add s. For example, in this case, to stop, the main form of the verb is stop, but I'm going to add s. So the answer is if he stops.